Hi all, in this class we can discuss a new topic that is early effect or base width modulation. So far in the discussion of transistors, we are assumed that the effective base width WB is independent of the bias voltage applied to the collector and emitter junction. But this assumption is not always true. For example, if you are considering a P plus and P plus transistor, that P plus indicate the heavily doping of collector and emitter region, and in that case it is affected by the reverse bias applied to the collectors. That means the effective base width is depend on the reverse bias applied to the collector. So we can see that the base region is lightly doped, and if it is lightly doped, the depletion region at the reverse biased collector junction can extend significantly into this n-type base region. So if you are increase the collector voltage, the space charge layer takes up more of the width of this base LB, and as a result the effective base width WB is decreased. So that effect is called base narrowing or base width modulation. So the early effect is the variation in the width of the base in a bipolar transistor due to a variation in the applied base to collector voltage. So we are considering a transistor in common base configuration. In that we are considering an active region of operation, so that we can see that the emitter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. So our assumption is that the effective base width is independent of the bias voltage applied to the collector and emitter junction. But actually, if you are considering a transistor, if you are increase the reverse bias voltage at the collector junction, this depletion region will extend more into this base region because it is lightly doped, and the effective width of this base region will decrease due to this extension of depletion region. And that effect, that means the reduction of effective width of base by the application of reverse voltage at collector side, collector junction, is called as early effect. We can also call it as base narrowing effect or base width modulation. So this was first introduced by Early, so that's why it is called early effect. So the effect of this base narrowing is more prominent in this case of common emitter configuration. So we can see in this figure we have an effective width of this base is given as WB, and in this case VCB equal to 0 volt, we can see that it has more width compared to VCB. If we are applied a VCB, if we are applied a negative voltage on this VCB, so that this depletion region extend more into this base region because it is lightly doped. So this effective width is reduced to this depletion region extended to small l, and this effective width is reduced to LB minus L, and this depletion region is proportional to root of VBC. That means it is directly proportional to square root of this applied reverse voltage at the collector junction. So we can see what is the equation that relate this L. So L is root of 2 epsilon VBC by Q N. So this effect is, we can also call it as base narrowing base or base width modulation or early effect, because it is who first interpreted this is this was J.M. Early. So we can see that this decrease for a common emitter configuration. So this decrease in WB cause beta to increase. So this as beta increases, we know that this IC is beta times IB. So this collector current IC increases with collector voltage rather than staying constant. So for normal treatment, we studied that this IC is constant after a particular voltage, but due to this early effect, this IC current increases with collector voltage. So we can see in figure the IC current increases as we increase the collector voltage, as we increase the reverse voltage. So the slope introduced by the early effect is almost linear with this IC, and we can see that this common emitter characteristics, if we are extended this common emitter characteristic to this x-axis, we can see that this intersection, the all characteristics will intersect with the voltage axis at VA, and that voltage is called early voltage. So the we can see that the slope introduced by this early effect is almost linear with IC, and the common emitter characteristics extrapolate to an intersection with the voltage axis at VA, and that voltage is called as early voltage. And so this is called base narrowing or base width effect. So next we can see what are the main consequences of this base width effect. So we already said that for a common emitter configuration, as WB decreases, the beta increases. As a result, the collector current also increases. So we can see that the emitter current entering the collector through the base is mainly diffusion current. The diffusion current, I diffusion, will be directly proportional to the concentration gradient, which is the slope of curve drawn for free concentration versus distance from high concentration to low concentration region. Now as collector base reverse bias increases, whole concentration gradient increases. This lead to more emitter current. The increase in emitter current in turn cause an increase in the collector current. So that's means if this reverse voltage increases at the collector side, that will increase the concentration gradient. So this emitter current is mainly due to this concentration gradient variation, so that this current will increases. So as a result, this emitter current increases means the collector current also increases. And the second thing is that the effective base width reduces. There is less chance for recombination, and base current decreases as reverse bias increases. So the base width is reducing. That means the recombination rate will reduce. That means the recombination current will reduce. The base current is recombination current, hence beta current gain of common emitter transistor increases. So as the base width decreases, the recombination current decreases. That means beta current will increases. IB will reduce. So the relation IC by IB is the beta. So that beta increases, and this also cause increase in collector current. And the third thing is that as we increase further the reverse bias voltage, at some point effective base width approaches 0 and transistor will break down, and that phenomenon is called as reach through or punch through. So if you are again and again increasing the reverse voltage, that means the depletion region completely extended into this base region. So we can say that the effective base width is reduced to 0, and that condition is called as punch through. So these are the different consequences of this base width modulation or early effect. So why it is called base width modulation means by reducing the width of base, it increases the output current. That's why it is called base width modulation. So it modulating the output current, so that's why that name. So it's also called as base narrowing, because if you are increase the reverse voltage at the collector side, base width is reducing. That's why it is called base narrowing, and it was first interpreted by J.M. Early. That's why it is called early effect. So these are the consequence of this early effect of base width modulation. So the base width modulation is defined as the reduction of base width or the increment of depletion region in base by the application of reverse voltage at a collector side. So you can simply define this early effect as the reduction of base width as we increase the reverse voltage at collector junction is called as early effect.